I'm Chelsea Clark with Natural Health Advisory Institute, and today we're joined by Grace Heerman, who's going to give us some tips and explain the paleo diet to us. So Grace, what is the paleo diet to you? What does that mean to you?
Well, I started eating with a paleo kind of template about a year and a half ago, and to me that meant cutting out grains, dairy, soy, legumes, and processed sugar from my diet. And when I say it like that, when I start by saying all the things I cut out, it sounds kind of intense and unrealistic, but in reality, what it means is focusing your diet on lots of fruit and vegetables and nuts and seeds and animal proteins and healthy sources of fat to replace things that are less nutrient dense, like grains and processed dairy products and things like that often are thought to be conventionally healthy but don't have a lot of nutritional value to them. Like, you know, it's kind of just a different way to think about health that isn't low fat or low carb or something like that. It's kind of focusing on foods that our planet created for us to eat and that our ancestors have eaten for thousands of years that are really nurturing and sustainable for people digestively.
And so when you began that, what was that transition like? That must have been kind of hard. I know at one point you were a vegetarian too, so what challenges did you encounter following that diet?
Yeah, it is kind of daunting at the beginning. I went from being vegetarian to switching to paleo for digestive reasons. The biggest change was obviously beginning to cook and eat meat again. Well, I guess I take that back. That was kind of a change. I had eaten meat in the past, so that wasn't like the first time. But I guess cutting out things like rice and lentils and beans and stuff like that was tough because I was a recent college graduate and beans and rice are cheap and easy to make. So financially it was a little bit hard at the beginning. But like in terms of my digestion and physically, eating in a more paleo style diet helped me immensely, and it made me feel a lot stronger and a lot less hungry throughout the day. I mean, that sounds silly, but I was used to eating every few hours and having a snack on me all the time and having a lot of blood sugar ups and downs throughout the day and waking up and having to eat breakfast right away, or else I'd be, starving and crabby. But with this new way of eating, it's helped me keep my blood sugar a lot more sustainable and a lot more balanced, and I can go a lot longer between meals and feel full, and like I said, I just feel a lot stronger and better in my body, I guess.
And that can help with fatigue and energy levels and, like you said, digestion, and there's just a lot of health benefits to following that kind of style.
For me it's been it was a treatment for digestive imbalances, but I also know that having just more vitamins that come from animal protein has been really big for me for iron and a lot of things.
And just finally, what are some of your favorite dishes and kind of meals that you eat on this type of diet, just for some inspiration for us if we wanted to try it?
Well, I think, just to start, one thing that a lot of people are worried about if they're thinking about eating paleo is breakfast, because cereal and milk is a bagel or toast or anything, that's such a, grain-heavy meal. So for me, what I love making is frittatas, which are like a quiche basically, but without a crust. So it's just kind of a egg casserole type dish, and I make one every weekend, and I slice it up and bring a slice to work with me every day. And and eating eggs in the morning has just, I can't even tell you how much happier I am. Like, I can make it all the way to lunch and not feel hungry and not even think about, when can I get to eat lunch? It's like I feel great and energized throughout the day. So that's an easy, you can put any kind of vegetable in it and cook it right up on your stove, and easy to do and cheap and really filling.
Great, well thanks. sharing your tips and some of your own experiences with the paleo diet. And that might be helpful for some of the readers, and I might go try making some of these suggestions you have.
Do it.
All right, I'm Chelsea Clark, and this is Grace Heerman with Natural Health Advisory Institute.